The Polar Bears and the Expedition to the North Pole. Once upon a time there were two polar bears named Fluffy and Snuggles. They lived in the icy north. The two bears were the best of friends and spent every waking hour together, playing in the snow and exploring their home. One day, Fluffy was feeling particularly adventurous, so he suggested to Snuggles that they should embark on a grand expedition to the North Pole. Fluffy was certain that if they could make it there, they would be the first two polar bears to visit the North Pole. Snuggles obliged, eager to join his best friend on such a daring mission. The two brave polar bears packed their bags with a few snacks, some extra sweaters in case it got chilly, and of course Snuggles' Arctic bear cuddly toy. Then, Fluffy and Snuggles set off on their grand expedition to the North Pole. They set off with high spirits but soon faced many obstacles in their path, from treacherous icebergs to blizzards that whipped and whirled around them. But with determination and optimism, the polar bears pressed on and made good time. After a few days, Fluffy and Snuggles could see the shimmering light of the North Pole in the distance. However, as they got closer, they noticed that something strange was happening. Everywhere around them, they saw snow leopards running hither and thither, looking panicky. When they finally reached the North Pole, they found it bustling with activity. In the center of all the chaos, they saw a group of scientists huddling over a device. After they saw the two polar bears, the scientists quickly explained that the North Pole was melting and the world was in danger. It seemed that the only way to save the world was to use the device to create ice cubes that could be scattered throughout the ocean to cool it down. The only problem was that the device was broken and no one knew how to fix it. After some time, Fluffy and Snuggles had a brilliant idea. They decided to combine all the spare parts from the device to create a new and improved machine. As the scientists watched on in awe, the two bears worked together to assemble the machine and fix the device. After a few days and with some tinkering, the scientists were able to get the machine working. Fluffy and Snuggles were praised as heroes and everyone celebrated their success. With the device now fixed, the two polar bears were able to create enough ice cubes to cool the ocean and save the world. Fluffy and Snuggles returned home in triumph, proud that they had done their part to save the world. The entire community was excited to welcome them back and the two bears were celebrated as heroes. From that day on, Fluffy and Snuggles' special bond was remembered by all and every child in the community was taught the importance of friendship and cooperation. And to this day, the adventure of Fluffy and Snuggles' expedition to the North Pole lives on in the hearts and minds of the people who heard of their tale.